Salve te discipuli, this is help for your Latin studies in Henle First Year Latin, exercise number 233. In this exercise, we are asked to add the proper endings to the participles and to translate. So each one gives us a subject and a participle with a missing ending, and then some form of sum. And all of that should hint to our the ending that ought to be used with that participle. Now remember, the participle is a verb acting as an adjective, and adjectives must agree with the noun that they modify in gender, number, and case. And so it's always modifying at least in these exercises, it's always modifying the subject. So you have a subject and then a predicate adjective that's describing the subject, and we want those to agree. And then also the verb, the form of sum being used, must also agree with the subject in its person, number, and tense. So let's take a look at just a couple here. Number 1 says, vos laudat, ... estis. And so we would need to figure out which ending would go here and then translate the sentence. So we know vos is a pronoun, meaning you all, right? It is the nominative pronoun for you, plural. And then we also see here an accompanying clue. Estis is the form of sum that means you all are, right? And since we are giving this participle that goes with those, we need to look at, it needs to be plural, and we'll want it to be, we'll go ahead and just assume that y'all is a group of men or a mixed group, so we would give it the masculine form. Okay, and then it goes with estis. So looking in your grammar book on page 58, rule number 255, this is the passive voice, indicative mood, perfect tense. So these are the perfect participle passive with sum. That's exactly what we need to look at. And we want plural, and we want the masculine ending that would go with estis. You see that? And so the ending that we would use here is simply e, laudati, and that would translate as you all, or you plural, right? You are, or were, because it's the perfect. You were praised. Or it could say, you'll see here, you have been praised. That would be another correct way to translate that sentence. So you were praised, or you have been praised. Vos laudati estis. Okay, so you'll remember as you think through those 4 principal parts of this verb, laudo, laudare, laudavi, laudatus, right? That's how we memorize it. That 4th principal part, though, we would need to change the ending like an adjective so that it agrees with its subject in gender, number, and case. Okay, so that we're saying that this is a masculine, plural, nominative ending, right? Not us, that would be singular, but e, that is plural. All right, let's look at one more. Number 2 says oppidum tradit ... est. So now we have, instead of a pronoun, we've got an actual noun here. Oppidum, oppidi is a second declension neuter noun meaning town. And then this word tradit comes from a verb that we got not too long ago. It's a 3rd conjugation verb. I actually put a little bookmark here. Here it is. Trado, tradere, tradidi, traditus. So that's a 3rd declension verb, and it means to hand over. Okay, so traditus is going to be our participle, and we want to make sure that we give it the correct ending to agree with the subject in gender, number, and case. We'll take a look here. This is this is a neuter noun, gender. It's singular, and it's, of course, nominative. It's our subject, right? And so we want to come up with the ending for this participle that agrees with our subject in gender, number, case. We want it to be neuter, singular, and of course nominative. So we are given us traditus, right, as we memorize the vocabulary. But in order to make it agree, we would pick the ending right? And that is singular, neuter, and nominative. Okay, so we would put here traditum, and then est agrees with the subject. It is, the town is. So we would then translate this as the town is or was handed over, or has been, I should say, was handed over. Okay, handed over, or has been handed over would also be correct for that translation. So the town was handed over, or the town has been handed over. Okay, I hope that this has been helpful to you. You have a few more to work through. Think about those endings, those subject endings, and making them agree with their participle in gender, number, and case. Remember, it's acting like an adjective, and then verify that sum verb that's given. Make sure you understand why that form is given, and then the translation that should go with it. Have a great day.